we have folks that were so patient to stay with us. Our guest, what would have been the 9 o'clock hour, is Sean and Andrea Fine, winner of this year's Academy Award. You see these Oscars right here? They won these. They're the best in their business, in their category. So I have Sean and Andrea to my left, and to the right, I have their mama and daddy, Paul Fine and Holly Fine. No slouches of their own in the film world. They have, between them, 85 Emmys. How about a hand from the studio audience for this, for our absolutely great guest. We call this hour the Mighty Fine Hour. Vince Gray, the mayor, texted me right here and said to make sure that I tell them that he thinks it's a fine idea that they're in the studios on Martin Luther King Avenue and that they truly are rock stars. Let me do it again and welcome Sean, Andrea, Holly, and Paul.
Thank you.
All with the last name Fine. With this being the Mighty Fine Hour, we want to start. Last Sunday night, there was just tension. You could crack the air. I mean, it was crackling. The electricity was just crackling through the air at that moment when the category for which they were up for an Oscar emerged. And I would like to go back to that moment as to how you were feeling and what you were doing.
So Andrea and I were sitting next to each other, and you could feel the tension in the air. And we got really, really nervous, and we were holding each other's hands really tightly. And I still had, when we were on afterwards, and we went off stage, had nail marks in my hand from Andrea's hands, holding my hands so tight. But we were just sitting there really hoping that we would win. And we didn't really have a speech prepared. We didn't have anything written down. We knew what we wanted to talk about. And so when they called the name of our film, Innocente, it was one of the best moments of our life.
Andrea?
Yeah, I mean, as like, Paul and Holly know and everything, documentaries are so hard to make. They take a long time. This took 3 years, and there was so many reasons this film should have fallen apart, and it almost did again and again. So we just felt like we couldn't believe it all came down to this one moment in a way. And so we were just, Innocente was on my left, and she was just holding my hand. I was squeezing it back, and I was putting my hand marks right into Sean's, palm. And we were just, and right before it, I was like, I just got this inkling. I'm like, I think they're going to say Innocente. I think they're going to do it. And they did it. And it's just like this huge washout. You just feel this huge rush. And we'd been there before in 2008 with a different film, and it was great to be there, but we didn't win, and it just feels kind of different.
You feel a whole lot better to win.
Yeah.
Let me ask Mom and Dad. You guys are the ultimate professionals, respected around the world for your work in film and television. You were producers for 60 Minutes, for our dear friend for many years, Mike Wallace. That moment when you're sitting at home watching your son, tell us how that felt.
Oh, God. You could cut the air in our house. We had 12 people there, and it was dead silent. And then when they said in, that's all they had to say. All 12 people, including Paul, who has problems walking, were on our feet, and we were all screaming at the top of our lungs. I think the roof came off the house. I think they could hear us. We live 50 miles away. I think they could hear us here in Washington.
And it's okay that I see you tearing up here a week later.
And I don't have a voice still, totally. And
Paul?
Paul was a puddle of tears.
As only the wife can let it be known.
They were yelling and screaming, and I was crying like a baby.
Yeah.
I identify so much when you just said when they said in.
In. That's all
I remember that moment. If I could just have this quick moment, I remember that moment when we were standing in the ring on November the 13th, 1992, and Riddick Bowe had fought Evander Holyfield for the title, and I was convinced he had won, but you never know until you hear it. And the sweetest word in the world that time was when Michael Buffer said, "And the new." And, you know, that's when we know. Just congratulations. We have a little bit of a studio audience here. Can we just give them a big old hand for bringing this to Washington, D.C. and the DMV.